Hey, what's going on there YouTube? It's Bunks here, and today I'm going to be showing you how you can make a lot of nanites early on in the game in No Man's Sky. Now this isn't a full-blown nanite farming guide, but these methods will definitely set you up very nicely for when you're starting out, and you can use all these nanites for upgrading your equipment and ship parts, so they're very useful indeed. Let's get to it! Before we crack on, why not consider hitting that subscribe button so you won't have to miss a No Man's Sky video. First up we have larval cores, and these suckers can be a right pain to collect. I have a video proof of my channel of me failing to collect 4 of these bad boys when I opened them all at the same time, which you shouldn't do, and was swarmed by a load of biological horrors. Anyway, the best method to get these is to dig a hole and create a small tunnel up to them, but not too big because they only stick around for a few seconds before disappearing into the abyss. Once you have collected a few of these, you can stick these into a refiner, and one larval core will refine into 50 nanite clusters. Alternatively, if you prefer units, these bad boys will sell on a space station trade terminal for upwards of 60,000 units pop. So either way, they're worth it for both nanites and units. Next up we have missions. You can pick up a few hundred nanite clusters from missions you find on space stations, so it's definitely worth accepting a few of these. They do vary, so you could be required to kill creatures, take photos, or kill sentinels. More on that later in this video. And the rewards for missions do vary, but you do know the reward you're going to get before you take the mission, so just look for ones with nanite clusters and you should be able to get a few hundred. It's worth noting that the higher you're standing with the alien races, your rewards will become bigger and better, so you may as well take a few missions on for all of these tasty rewards, but especially nanites. At 3 we have refining resources into nanites. Now there are a few things you can refine into nanite clusters, and each one will have a different resource to nanite ratio. First up we have platinum. Now I wouldn't recommend this because it's 35 platinum into 1 nanite cluster, so you're better off selling your platinum at a space station instead. But salvage data, if you don't need it and don't need many units, 1 piece of salvage data will give you 15 nanite clusters. Another thing you can refine all the way from junk to nanites is viscous fluids. This will refine into living slime, which then refines into runaway mold, which eventually refines into nanite clusters, so it's not completely junk anymore, is it? And a couple of other things that refine to nanite clusters are hadal cores, tainted metal, and pugnium. I think that's how you say it. So if you're ever in need of nanites and have any of these resources available, just stick them in a refiner and you'll get a bunch of nanites from them. You know those pesky sentinels following you around on planets trying to kill you just because you wanted a little bit of oxygen? Well, destroying those will get you nanites, so win-win. A word of warning though, the more sentinels you destroy, the more they're going to come after you, and they get tougher to kill as well. Killing 1 will bring 2, killing 2 will bring 1 and a dog, and then eventually there'll be a walker, so be careful. Walkers are super hard to kill, so if you die, don't say I didn't warn you, because you will lose all your resources. Before trying to destroy any sentinels, make sure you're stocked up on projectile ammo. And also it's worth checking space station missions, because a lot of them involve killing sentinels, so you could be in for a double payday. Woo! Next up, by far the quickest way to get nanites is uploading all your discoveries that you find on planets. You want to upgrade your scanner ASAP Rocky because you'll be in for a double payday. Extra units when scanning and all the nanites for uploading them. So winner winner, dollar nanite bills for dinner. It's really super quick to get all the nanites from uploading them. Literally go into your discoveries tab in the menus, upload them, and they go straight into your wallet. Next up we have talking to Iteration Ares and Iteration Helios on the Anomaly. You'll notice when you're wandering around planets and just exploring, you're going to earn a bunch of journey milestones. Now you can trade these milestones in the Anomaly. When you're in the anomaly, head over to the right hand side and go to the back and you should find iteration areas, and that's where you can transfer a bunch of your milestone data for nanites. The more milestones you have, the more nanites you'll get, so it's worth saving up a few and then going to the anomaly to cash them all in at once. I think you usually get about 50 nanites per milestone, so you can get a good few hundred nanites and even up to 1,000 odd if you haven't been back for a while. Once you've done the business with Ares, do a 180 and head over to Iteration Helios, who's this weird tree looking thing. Now Helios don't give two hoots what milestones you've got, but what they do want is all your scanned data. So if you've scanned a whole bunch of flora as well as uploading it in the previous step, you can head over to Helios and transfer them to him as well, where you're in for even more nanites. I think it's about 5 to 10 per item, but I could be wrong, could be more. But if you've not gone back for a few days, you're going to get a lot of nanites from our good tree friend Helios over here. Next up we have damaged machinery, and when you're wandering around on planets, have a look out for a bit of smoke, and underneath that smoke will be some damaged machinery, and if you fix these, most of the time you're going to be getting nanites from them. You can sometimes get other things like upgrade parts, which again is great, but I think 80% of the time you get nanites, so that's good. It's worth noting that a lot of the time damaged machinery, when you repair it, is like fluid or slime or something. Now that can be refined all the way into nanites as well, so don't get rid of that junk when you collect it. Also, near every piece of damaged machinery there should be buried technology, and you can either collect this and get units from them, or you can collect it, stick it in a refiner and get even more nanites, so you could be in for a triple payday with these damaged machines. Woo woo! Finally, we have exploring abandoned buildings. When you find abandoned buildings on planets, it's always worth going in, because usually on the wall there's going to be this container thing which will contain a bunch of nanites. So extract these nanites in every building you find and you'll soon rack up a good few hundred of them, probably even thousands. Secondly, these same containers are going to be on the wall of most space stations. So if you head over to the room which contains the trading terminal, you should hopefully see these containers on the wall where you can extract yet more nanites. And because you're in a space station, you can then spend them on various upgrade modules, so onto a winner there. So a lot of abandoned buildings are going to have a bunch of whispering eggs around them, so you can get a bunch of larval cores again, like I mentioned in step 1, for even more nanites, or a shed load of units. So double payday again, oh yeah. Finally, we've got a bit of a special mention to Nexus missions, which you're going to be able to find on the Anomaly. If you're playing multiplayer with a bunch of mates, or you party up with a bunch of people on the Anomaly, you can undertake Nexus missions, which, like single player missions, can be rewarded with a whole load of nanites and other various rewards, so it's worth doing a few of these if you can. And if not, just follow the previous 8 steps. And there you have it. 8 steps, well technically 9, to making a few thousand nanites early on in the game without having to farm for them. If you found this video useful, why not hit those like and subscribe buttons for all my other No Man's Sky videos which will be coming out over the next few months. Thanks for watching and peace out.